Welcome to the summary of the lesson, The Little Girl, from Beehive Class 9 English. In this story, The Little Girl, we get to know about the bond between the little girl and her parents. We understand the relationship between children and parents. The name of the little girl is Kezia, and the whole story revolves around her. Hence the title, The Little Girl. This story gives us a perspective of this little girl, how she looks at the world around her, how she looks at her parents. This is clearly reflected in the story, The Little Girl. Now she lives with her father, mother, and grandmother. And we get to know that they have a cook whose name was Alice. This girl, she was very young and afraid of her father, and would always try to avoid confronting him. She would be very happy when he would leave for work. So she would be very much stressed in the presence of her father. Her father is portrayed as a harsh, dominating person who expects all the members of the family to be obedient to him. He insists on manners, good manners, and will not think twice even to punish the child if he has to teach her a lesson when it comes to good manners. But we do understand that he was a caring, gentle and loving person. Towards the end of the lesson, we get to know this side of father's character. Let's go into the summary of the story, The Little Girl. The story is of a little girl who is afraid of her father and tries to avoid him as much as possible. Every morning he would come to her room to kiss her goodbye while going for work. And once he leaves, she would feel relieved. And when he gets back, he would order people around to get things done. She would be very much afraid of him. She would try her best to avoid facing him or confronting him. She thinks her father was rude, harsh, and critical. On the other hand, her grandmother, who knows the child as well as her father, feels that in order to get rid of this fear, overcome this fear, she has to face the fear. She has to confront her parents, talk to them, face the facts, and only then grandmother feels that her fear for her father would come down. So she tries her best to send Kezia in front of her parents whenever there is an occasion, so that she would become comfortable in their presence, and in order to bridge the gap between the parents and this little girl Kezia. For her father's birthday, on the advice of grandmother, Kezia tries to make a pin cushion. She prepares the cover, the case, using a yellow silk cloth. She stitches on all three sides so that she could stuff things into the fourth side and then seal it. Once she's done with this, she looks for things to stuff into it. She doesn't find anything anywhere. And she doesn't find her grandmother also to help her do this. So she walks into her parents' bedroom and finds a few papers on the table next to the bed. So she takes these papers, not knowing what exactly is there in these papers. She tears them into pieces and stuffs these pieces into the pincushion case and seals it properly. So her birthday surprise for her father is ready. She must have been excited about this. But since these papers were important for her father, these papers contain a speech written by him for the port authority. So obviously he was very upset and angry. He punishes her with a ruler because he wanted to teach her that we should not touch things which do not belong to us. He wanted to teach this lesson to Kezia. So, in order to make sure that she learns good manners, he punishes her with the ruler. Her fear for her father increases after this incident. And though she tries to explain to her father why she had taken those papers, he was in no mood. He was too angry to listen to her. After this incident, she is even more afraid of her father. She compares her father to the neighbor, Mr. MacDonald, who plays with his children, who spends a lot of time with them, has fun and enjoys time together. So she understands there are different types of fathers. One fine morning, her mother falls sick and she goes to the hospital accompanied by grandmother. So she was left at home with Alice the cook. Alice feeds her, takes care of her during the day and tries to put her to sleep in the evening when Kezia is afraid. She's afraid of the dark and often sees these bad dreams. Right? So she's afraid. So she tells her, she expresses her fear. When Alice says, "Don't worry, you'll be fine. You'll be fine. And don't wake poor father by screaming at night." Okay, so that is how Alice leaves and this girl is left with father at night. Once again she sees the bad dream at night. The dream in which a butcher comes towards her with a knife, laughing cruelly, approaching her with a knife and a rope in his other hand. She screams, "Grandma, Grandma," because grandma would take care of her whenever she saw this bad dream. So even now she expects grandma to come and take care of her. But since grandma wasn't there at home, it is father who comes to her, takes care of her, takes good care of her. Very gently he picks her up, takes good care of her, puts her in his bed, tucks her properly and makes sure that she sleeps. She's put to sleep. But before that, he sleeps off because he's exhausted. He's working outside, isn't it? So he's exhausted, and so he dozes off even before the little girl. Later on, the little girl realizes that her father is not cruel after all. He's not that big like a giant, but his heart is so big. She also realizes that not all fathers are like Mr. McDonald's. Her father is very hardworking, and hence he's tired and he needs that rest at home. So she understands her father. This is a new leaf or a new page to understanding her father. So this story gently tells us, subtly tells us that though we are not very happy with the decisions taken by our parents, sometimes we might find them to be very harsh with us, but the intentions behind doing this is always to make sure we have a smooth and wonderful life ahead of us. All with good will and good intentions, our parents sometimes have to take some harsh steps. We need to understand this. Once we understand, we also understand the care and love that our parents have towards us. So that is the summary of the story, The Little Girl. As the story completely revolves around the little girl. She's the protagonist of the story, the main character of the story. So the title, The Little Girl, is very much justified. It is apt because though there are other characters, the story is narrated from the girl's point of view. And it is about the incidents that have taken place in her life. Hence, the title, The Little Girl, is justified. Now, when it comes to the moral of the story, the moral tells us that we should not jump to decisions as soon as we come across a person or we experience an incident, because intentions could be different and what we experience could be completely different. With good intentions, sometimes our parents and teachers are harsh, right? So we should not jump to decisions and decide that these people don't love us, they don't care for us, and we should not develop negative feelings towards parents and teachers, elders in general, because at the end of the day, everyone is working for your own good future. Hence, we should never jump to decisions. Okay, parents always work hard in order to provide a comfortable life for their children. So, it is the duty of the children to support parents too. Just like Kezia's father worked very hard in order to support the family. Right? It is the duty. You see that all the family members, they try to support him as soon as he comes home. Someone gives him tea, someone takes away his shoes, someone provides him the newspaper. You understand, isn't it? That is how the family members are trying to support him, since he is working hard in order to make the lives of all these people comfortable. So we need to support, as children, you need to support your parents who are working for your own good. Right? punishment. Let us talk about reward and then go towards punishment. Don't we enjoy rewards whenever we do something good, when we receive appreciation, commendation, some reward or some award? We are extremely happy. But we are never ready to accept punishment when we do something wrong. Kezia has taken something that doesn't belong to her, and hence she received punishment. Right? So, reward and punishment are equally important. They play a very important role in the development of a child. Hence, you should be ready to accept reward and punishment. If you don't want punishment, don't do things that are not acceptable to parents, to elders. Don't do wrong things. You won't receive punishment. Right? You need to be right. You need to go by the right path in order not to receive any punishments. So this is also one more valuable lesson we learn from this story, the little girl. Yes, when it comes to her father, you may feel that he's a bit harsh. There is no need to punish a little girl because she's after all a very small girl and probably doesn't know the importance of what is written in those papers. He should have handled it in a smoother way. Yes, but then just like our fingers are not similar, people think differently. They deal with things differently. So that was Kezia's father's way of dealing with things. Maybe Mr. MacDonald would have dealt with it in a different way, right? So everyone has their own perceptions, their own thought process, their own points of view. So we need to respect others' points of view, perspectives, right? And last but not the least, we need to be patient enough to listen to what the opposite person is saying. Especially when we are angry, we tend to be impatient. We don't listen to them. Had father listened to what Kezia was saying, probably he would not have punished her that harshly. He would have understood why she tore those pages. But he was impatient, he was angry, and in this angry mood, he took a harsh decision of punishing Kezia. So, what are the values we learned from this lesson? One is that parents always try and work hard in order to give you a comfortable life. All elders try to give you pointers from time to time in order to make sure that you grow up as a wonderful human being. So you need to respect people who are working hard for you. Okay, you need to understand that behind the hard exterior, they have a very soft and gentle heart. Okay, you need to understand that you should not touch things that do not belong to you. Good manners take you a long way in your life. So stick to your good manners. Okay. Understand that people deal with things in different ways. So give them time. Please do, especially when you are angry, give time. Take time before you jump to decisions. Take time to listen to people who are explaining to you. Then only you will be able to form good relationships with people around you. Not only your family members, with friends, with your neighbors, with people around you. So this little story, the little girl, carries a lot of moral values that we could learn and put into action. The story is definitely relatable to most of us. Right? Thank you for listening to me. I hope you like my channel, subscribe my channel, and share it with your friends so that they can be benefited too. Thank you. See you soon in my next video.